You want to live in Italy. You want the adventure, the language, the culture, the experience of a lifetime. But you also need credits. Good news. You don't have to choose anymore. After years of running successful gap year programs, Italian for a While is finally launching its very own study abroad programs in Italy. Designed for students that want both immersion and academic progress, these programs will allow you to gain academic credits while being fully immersed in the Italian language and culture. Best of both worlds, right? We know. And that's exactly why we are so proud and thrilled to be offering this further opportunity to our students. So whether you're a college student aiming to transfer credits, learn Italian, or craving a deeper cultural experience abroad during your studies, our study abroad programs are built just for you. But let's pause for a second. While I'm sure you might have heard many times about these study abroads, for sure at school, through an advisor, while talking with peers, do you know what a study abroad program actually means and entails? Well, that's exactly what we're gonna cover today. Ciao a tutti and welcome back to the Italian for a While channel, your go-to destination for all things Italy. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks on how to make the most out of your experience in Italy. Scroll our profile, see all the tons of information that we provide for free every day, and hit that subscribe to support us. Okay, so we have already spoiled the big news about Italian for a While finally offering study abroad programs to our students. But now let's focus on understanding what a study abroad program actually is. We'll see together why people do it, what they gain from it, and how it works. Studying abroad, at its simplest, means pursuing your education in a country that is different than your own. Whether it is for a few weeks, a semester, or a full degree, it involves being immersed in an entirely new cultural and academic environment. But a study abroad program goes way beyond just studying and earning credits in another country. Yes, of course, these are two fundamental aspects that make this experience a study abroad program. But the experience goes way deeper than that. Studying abroad, it's more about heading headfirst into a new culture, learning beyond textbooks, and gaining a life-changing experience that will mold both your personal, academic, and professional life. It is about adapting to a different way of life, navigating different environments, and learning to engage with perspectives that may challenge your own. Studying abroad also means to step out of the comfort of your home, to test different teaching methods and ways of living, to push your boundaries, to meet people from around the world and exchange ideas and points of view, and to discover the world through first-hand experience, not just theory. And ultimately, leaving after your experience with a new perspective not only on the world, but also on yourself. So I would say that at this point, it should already be pretty clear that if you're seeking personal development, professional growth, or even just a new adventure, studying abroad will offer you unparalleled advantages. Now let's go one step further and let's analyze more in detail the main aspects that make study abroad programs such a transformative and life-changing experience. Number 1, cultural immersion. One of the biggest benefits of studying abroad is indeed for sure cultural immersion. You're not just a tourist, you're actively living in a new city, interacting with locals and being part of a community. You get to practice a new language, Italian in the case of our programs, in a real context. You get to try new food, to celebrate traditions the local way, and really you get to understand how life works in another country, more than any textbook could ever show you. After just a few days, you will find yourself chatting with locals at local cafes, navigating the public transports on your own, exploring your surroundings independently, or even celebrating holidays the local way. All these experiences will ultimately allow you to dive deep into a new culture, a new lifestyle, a new way of thinking, an understanding that will help you open your mind and see the world from a different perspective. Number 2, personal growth. This is for sure one of the biggest advantages of a study abroad program. Living abroad for a certain period of time challenges you in ways that staying at home never could. And it really pushes you outside your comfort zone. You'll be responsible of navigating unfamiliar environments, making decisions independently, and adapting to situations and people that you have never encountered before. Challenges could be either on a personal level, so for example, having to face homesickness, especially once you arrive, or for example, also making new friends, friends, talking to locals, etc., or on an academic level, such as, for example, having to study a new language from zero or having to adapt to a different teaching method than the one that you're used to back home, just to name some examples. Whatever challenge you may face, though, rest assured that they're only going to be temporary and are there specifically to foster your personal growth. What seemed impossible or too big to face at the beginning will only become a cherished and beloved memory at the end of your journey. I'm sure this has happened to you already in the past. And what's most important is that over time, this experience will help you to become more self-reliant, more resilient, more independent, more confident about your own capabilities, because you will have proven yourself that you can thrive also outside your comfort zone. So even though sometimes study abroad programs can look like a fun way to do something different and just have fun abroad, there's way more behind them. They are the perfect opportunity to test your limits, your strengths, and your capabilities, and ultimately develop the independence that will serve you well throughout your whole life. Moving on, we have benefit number 3, language skills. If you have ever tried to learn a new language, of course you know that textbooks and classes can only bring you so far. Studying abroad, on the other hand, gives you the chance to practice the language in a real-life context, which is invaluable. Whether you are just ordering food, talking with your peers at school, or with locals on the streets, these are all little things that will accelerate exponentially your learning of the language. Of course, far beyond what is possible by staying at home and studying on books. And not only you will improve your language, but you will also associate it with cultural expressions, gestures, and you will really understand it as a whole. Beyond just speaking better, learning a new language can also deeply transform you personally, academically, and professionally. On a personal level, for example, it strengthens your confidence, your adaptability, and your problem-solving skills. Academically, bilingual students often develop stronger memory, adaptability, sharper critical thinking, and also improved communication abilities that of course benefit them across different subjects. And for what concerns the professional side, of course, being bilingual, it's a very competitive advantage to put in your resume, for example. But this is something we're going to dive deep in just a moment. For now, let me just summarize this point, just saying that learning a new language abroad doesn't just change how you speak. It ultimately changes how you think, learn, and see the world. Okay, now we can move to point number 4, which is related to what we were just mentioning, so career opportunities. The professional advantages of studying abroad are indeed very important, giving you a professional boost. This is because in today's job market, employers are constantly looking for candidates that are adaptable, culturally aware, and able to communicate across borders. So not only being fluent in another language is per se a very big asset for employers, but also they value your ability to live and thrive in a foreign environment. They value your cultural awareness, your adaptability, your willingness to step out of the comfort zone and to always learn new things. Besides, of course, your communicational skills and the global mindset that you might have developed. Plus, of course, it also proves then that you are able and eager to work in an environment with people that have different point of views and cultures than yours. So all the soft and hard skills that you can develop through a study abroad experience are all things that will make your resume stand out and make you an ideal candidate. In some cases, an experience abroad can even open the door for you to job opportunities abroad, for example, or it could help you build a network of international contacts that could benefit your career in the future. Okay. Perfect. Now let's move to the 5th and last benefit that we'll cover here. So the gain of new perspectives. This is probably on a personal level, of course, one of the most life-changing parts of a study abroad program. When you study in another country, especially if you pick Italy, that is one country full of culture and history, you're exposed 24/7 to different ways of thinking, different cultural norms, and alternative approaches to everything in life. And this makes you start to question what you have given for granted back home for your whole life. Your values maybe, your culture, the way of doing things back home, and helps you see everything on a new light. So ultimately, we can say that studying abroad doesn't only change the way you see your culture and other cultures, but it broadens also your understanding of the world and of your place within it. Okay, so with that, I would say that we have listed all the major benefits that studying abroad can provide you. Now let's focus instead to another very important aspect, that is understanding how you can actually study abroad. By now, it's really clear that this experience can change your life. But before you pack your bags, it is really important to understand what are the options at your disposal. There are several options that you can pick from. We'll see the main 4 in a second, but for now, what I can say is that with all this availability of options, the decision comes down to analyzing some key factors, which are mainly your goals, your budget, and how immersed you want to be in the culture. So whether you're looking for an independent experience or for a more structured one will change the option that you will go for. The good news is, of course, that there's one good program out there for everyone. So let's break down now, as I said, the main 4 types. Type number 1, university-led programs. This is when your school partners with a foreign institution. This is a very popular option among students because the study abroad is organized by their university in collaboration with foreign institutions or through university-owned study centers in other countries. One of the main appeals of university-led study abroad programs is the built-in support that they offer to all the students. They typically provide a well-structured schedule, group housing, and a group of fellow students that you can live with for your experience. Here, the cultural aspect may or may not be included depending on the university. So typically these programs allow you to really focus on the study part, while may or may not include the cultural aspect. Number 2, third-party programs. If you're looking for more variety and flexibility, as well as a deeper immersion in the culture and lifestyle of the place that you're going to, then third-party programs offered by organizations that are external to your school might be the best option for you. These programs indeed are known for their higher level of flexibility and customization, and are very much appreciated among students for the wide range of options in terms of destinations, length of programs, and courses available. Even more important, usually third-party programs help you handle everything, from the bureaucratic aspect to housing to support pre-departure during your arrival and for the whole time of your stay, and by providing extracurricular cultural activities, which will ensure, of course, a comprehensive study abroad experience, not just focused on studying, but also on learning about the culture. And of course, another big advantage is that they may be able to offer you destinations or classes that are not available through your university. So for students that are seeking both adventure and academic rigor, plus that want to be assisted through each and every aspect, this is the perfect option. And these are exactly the kind of study programs that we at Italian for a While are now offering to our students. We offer them a structured support, bureaucratic help, and beautiful destinations across Italy that they could choose from, different program lengths, housing, community and weekend activities organized, and much, much more. So our students basically don't have to worry about anything and they can really focus on enjoying the experience. And now let's move to the third way to do a study abroad program, through direct enrollment. This option is for the more adventurous students that are seeking a full cultural immersion. This approach indeed involves directly applying to a university abroad, allowing you to take classes alongside local students and experience the academic system of another country firsthand. This option, of course, is more challenging than the previous 2 mentioned, because here there's a way lower level of structured support. So you'll be responsible for managing your own schedule, coursework, bureaucracy, housing, etc., etc. But of course, this is also the most authentic experience that you can get. So we can say that this option is the best one for independent, self-motivated students that want to really fully immerse in the academic and social environment of a place. And lastly, we have the fourth option, which are short-term programs. Perfect if you have a few weeks or months to do your experience abroad. This, of course, is also an available option for our students at Italian for a While. Not everyone can commit to an entire semester or year abroad. And here is where the short format study abroad programs come into place. These programs are mainly designed for people that have time or budget constraints. They are usually held during summer, spring or winter breaks, making them an excellent option for students that want to go study abroad without having to interrupt their studies back home. Even if shorter, if well planned, these study abroad programs can be as enriching and fulfilling as the longer ones. Okay, with that I would say that we've had a complete overview on all the major alternatives that you have at your disposal if you want to do a study abroad experience. Now let's move to another very important aspect to take into consideration when talking about study abroad programs, which is what are the challenges of studying abroad? For sure, one of the biggest hurdles is always culture shock. At first, everything seems exciting and new, but after a while, homesickness or a real shock with the culture of that place can really kick in, which could increase frustration and sadness. Especially at the beginning, differences in costumes, cultural norms, and daily routines can feel really overwhelming. And of course, it's normal to miss the familiarity of home. This is exactly why learning to navigate these uncomfortable feelings is one of the biggest parts of the personal growth that comes with a study abroad program. Another big challenge for sure are also the language barriers, especially if you are in a country where your first language is not widely spoken. Even if you might already know a bit of the language of the place, of course, using it 24/7 may be really overwhelming, especially at first. For those of you who will pick Italy as their destination for the study abroad program, let me already tell you two things regarding this point that will immediately reassure you. First, English and Spanish are pretty much widespread among the population, especially in bigger cities. So you will always find a way to be understood. And second, Italians love when people try to speak their language. So you will never find someone that gets mad because you cannot really speak their language, but actually the opposite. They will always try to do their best to help you out. And of course, also here, just like for homesick, all these struggles are valuable learning experiences that will help you build resilience, adaptability, and confidence. While it is true that these emotional and practical challenges can feel tough at first, they are also what help you grow and step out of your comfort zone. And often, the lessons that you will learn will stick with you for a lifetime. Okay, and now let's move to the last and most important question that at the end you might ask yourself. Is a study abroad program actually worth it? Short answer, of course, yes, because of everything that we've listed so far. The personal growth, the academic depth that it offers you, the chance to become bilingual, and all the professional opportunities and personal growth that will come from it make this experience one of the most valuable you can do during your studies. And if you think that you can do all of this while also earning credits, this is just perfect. If you're curious about other cultures, if you're not scared to step outside your comfort zone, and if you're willing to challenge yourself to go back home with new perspectives and with a deeper strength, then you should definitely go for it. So again, is a study abroad program worth it? Absolutely yes. And if well planned and with the right support and guidance, it can be way more than just a matter of classes and credits. It can be the adventure of a lifetime that changes not only how you see the world, but also how you perceive yourself. Okay, and with that, this is really all for today. I really hope that this was useful. Introducing these study abroad programs is a big deal for us. As I said at the beginning, we're thrilled and excited to be able to give this further option to our students at Italian for a While. If you're curious about studying in Italy and want full support every step of the way, plus access to a beautiful community, go check out all our programs and destinations in our website. I will leave the link right here in the description. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you have any question or doubt, feel free to let us know in the comments. And if you liked this content, make sure to like it, share it, or just comment it with a friend. Until next time, ciao!